So that turns us towards what I think is the most interesting news story of the day. The FDA ended up announcing authorization to market what's known as the ZYN pouches. If you're not familiar with ZYN, it's basically to say these ZYN pouches are apparently a more safe, less harmful way to ingest nicotine compared to cigarettes, compared to smokeless tobacco. They've been around since 2019. They've been around for about 5 or 6 years now at this point, but the FDA just announced official authorization to market their product. And here's the full-fledged news report, the FDA newsletter out there that came out for immediate release. Now, the first thing that popped up in my head was, because I'm not a consumer, I know of ZYN, but I don't know who makes them. I don't know their story. So I went right to AI. I was asking, okay, who basically produces ZYN? Who would be most directly affected with the FDA announcing this decision? So right away, AI told me it was Philip Morris International PM. They are the manufacturer behind ZYN. The authorization of ZYN products for marketing in the US is likely to directly benefit their bottom line, their PMI, as it increases the legal market for their product, right? So the first thing that I did was actually inside our live trading room. If you join us each and every weekday, just inside our live trading room, it was one of the most recent comments I just made. So actually, I'll just show this here to you, a little clip here, but more or less just at 1:48 Eastern time today, Thursday the 16th here, I said, PM, it's a swing trade I'm focused on going forward. I'm going to explain in a video here for you. So here we go. This is the news that came out with the FDA announcing authorization for this product. Now, that leaves us towards the chart here. Our whole philosophy at cybertradinguniversity, it's not to follow the news. We're not buying a stock just because news comes out, but we're buying a stock not just because of the news, but also with the chart and also with the order book, the big money. So let's look at the chart first. More or less, you could see that, Philip Morris here, it had built good support back in late September, early October, around 119, around 117 and change here, kind of just a trio of bottoms that I put here on this chart. Now afterwards, you could see back in the end of October, October 22nd, big gap up, big pop up afterwards. Well, what happened at that point? Why did this gap up at that point? Why did it come back down? Perhaps it came back down just with the market alike, with the whole economy kind of pulling back a little bit from the last couple of weeks. But back on October 22nd, that was where they ended up declaring their most recent earnings report. I'm sure they beat with the pop that they had. Looks like their guidance suggested good visibility, according to Goldman Sachs. Now, the headline that popped up for me here, that really caught me not off guard, actually made me pretty interested. This was back in late October. I just found this right now from my news source here, Benzinga Pro. But back from late October, they said that Philip Morris's Q3 is driven by smoke-free products amid the rising market share in these key regions. Forecasts growth across ZYN brands and alongside something else here, IQOS. Now, that's to say, at least that was back in late October. So what happened off their earnings? Of course, they popped. They had failed to break higher and they came back down, but they're right back into this support area. So as long as this support area continues to hold, I would be led to believe that we'll see a push then based off the news that came out. So, there's always a little bit of if and then involved, but as long as this support area will continue to hold in the coming days and weeks here, I'd be led to believe this will make a nice bounce back up. Is it going to get back over this line here, right back over 123 and change from the earnings pop? I mean, it's possible. I would expect that to be resistance initially, but over time, the more it keeps banging on that door, I'd be expecting for it to blast through it. Now, if we look at the heat map, this is what we're all focused around here inside our live trading room. But here on Bookmap, as we nickname level 4, we ended up seeing a bit of an iceberg here at 120. Not a huge order, but compared to everything else out there, it's a seller, acted as resistance here. And at least across the morning, this actually could have provided a decent opportunity to expect continuation. Right place at the wrong time, and it rejected it back down afterwards. Well, from that point, I actually ran into the news headline after that point, and I ended up beginning to build my position right over those support levels I drew out here. So right over 119, I started to build a couple of share position here. So far, it's about 20 shares. It's nothing big just yet. I will be adding more towards this. I have not checked out the option chain just yet, so I may even look to buy some puts. But right now, I'm beginning to build my equity position here on Philip Morris. Now, if you were looking to continue tracking this stock more with us, join us inside our live trading room. Join us right down below. Subscribe right below at CyberTradingU. Over the next couple of weeks, I will be commenting on this stock in our morning meetings, in our live streams, in our workshops, in our classes. So I'm going to keep all of our students updated there. But again, look forward to joining us inside our live trading room, and we look forward to having you there.